2024 election was an unmitigated catastrophe for Democrats. And this January 20th, the Republican trifecta will take power and burn down everything that Biden has worked for. Only, as you know, there's been no improvements for the American public. With the way that the party's going, it's never been more jovial for the Democrats. That said, the party that comes out of this January 20th Trump inauguration will be one to shape U.S. politics for the rest of history. And with the way that things are going, it's not looking good.
Changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
And it's very clear Israel has the right to defend itself.
CNN projects that Donald Trump
Take
will
over,
win the
Elon,
great
yes,
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This is a huge achievement for Donald Trump.
In this scenario, the Democrats double down. This right-wing trend is what will continue to happen. The Democrats decided to copy successful Republican policies, such as fear-mongering over the border. In this case, they have continued to develop these policies further to the right. They have trended right in many other policies, abandoning any figment of prison reform and instead replacing it with a tough-on-crime policy. Within his first 2 years as president, Biden increased police budgets by a cumulative $14 billion. Democratic mayors in liberal cities such as New York and Chicago increased police budgets by $700 million. And for what? These policies haven't worked like $14.5 billion suggests they might. Look at these graphs. These rates are stupid. The US is a country with 4.5% of the world's population, yet 20 to 25% of the world's inmate population in a given year. That's crazy. These policies aren't making US safer, it's just putting more people behind bars. The Democrats continued Trump's trade policy. They've continued his foreign policies on countries like Cuba, which do not need the sanctions that they have, which, by the way, only targeted its people rather than the elite that the US claims to stand against. Biden kept picking the same trade wars as Trump did, for the same people that Trump did, the elite who support them. Whatever happened to weaning ourselves off of fossil fuels? Because Biden sure as hell hasn't done any of that. Whatever happened to the fight for a $15 minimum wage or democratized healthcare? The Democrats have trended right, and in this scenario, they will continue to trend right. As of now, this ending seems most likely. In this scenario, the Democrats continue as they did under Biden, slowly creeping to the right. We've seen this as they raise a white flag to whatever Trump does. Looking at the news, we can see a void of resistance. It's always, Trump's done this or Trump's done that. I can't remember the last time a Democrat made it to the headlines for doing anything at all to stop Trump. The most we've seen is a dude standing up to interrupt Trump's speech.
He can't stand for the people, he can barely stand with his own legs.
What they're doing, this is not helping. It's pretending to help. Seriously, why are Democrats doing a symbolism when they got the easiest potshots of their career with what Trump is doing right there? Why haven't Democrats so much as proposed anything to help the economy? Why'd they stand back and allow their only negotiation chip, the budget, to pass? The Democrats lost the election because Kamala pretended like everything was fine, while Trump actually played to the fears of the American people. Yeah, the economy had gone well, but only for business leaders who didn't need it to go well. Everybody else saw prices stay the same and continue to creep upwards. The Democrats thought they could win because they weren't Trump and that they would appeal to the center, whereas Trump actually spoke to the reality of the situation, bringing up topical issues that people wanted to see resolved, even if he never intended to do anything about it. The Democrats lost because they thought they would win solely on the fact they weren't Trump. Trump actually spoke to the issues at hand. The disconnection of the Democrats has been exposed because right now, the only thing they have to offer the American people is that they're not the other guy. It's no coincidence that Bernie turned out to be the most popular senator because he's the only one talking about the reality of the situation. He was the only one talking about the fact that people still felt the wealth transfer from the middle class to the elite. Sadly, it seems that the Democrats will continue to stand on nothing as Trump becomes more unpopular. In this ending, the fate of the Democrats truly only depends on how well Trump does. This is the dream scenario, and honestly, honestly, it's looking a little bit more likely than it was when I started recording. Here, we would expect the Democrats to pivot to their left faction. This is a line of thinking championed by AOC and Bernie Sanders. Their platforms are both different, but hinge on the same foundation of left populism, prioritizing the middle and lower class through leftist means. If a little part of you died when I said populism, don't worry, it's the antithesis of Trump's ideology. Their ideology focuses on the average American and what our government can do for its people. Bernie and AOC have advocated to raise the minimum wage to a livable wage. But Bernie and AOC have been around for years, 44 and 7 respectively. Perhaps the biggest testament to a new rise in leftist sentiment within the Democratic Party is Zoran Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani is currently the biggest threat to Andrew Cuomo's bid for the mayorship in New York City. He's an open socialist and his policies include free buses, a rent freeze for 2.4 million New Yorkers in a city of 8 million people, a landlord crackdown, city-owned grocery stores, and an increase in the corporate tax rate, as well as free childcare, a tax on the 1%, and more. His campaign has been entirely grassroots. His success is due to the fact that people want leftists in power, they want leftism, and they want a change of pace from the Democratic Party. Zoran doesn't have the backing that Cuomo does, and that's precisely why he's doing so well. He is a change from the establishment of the Democratic Party. If Zoran somehow manages to win this primary, it will signal to the Democratic Party that leftism is the way forward. The New York City mayoral election is so much bigger than just New York City. It's a referendum on if the Democrats want to pivot to the right or to the left.